Hello guys and welcome to this really useful weapons guide to Genshin Impact. Today I will tell you all about weapons, where you can get the best weapons, how you can upgrade your weapons, and how you can refine your weapons. And refining weapons is really important, and I've seen that a lot of people aren't focusing too much on their refinement, but you can get so much damage out of your weapons from refinement. So if you, let's say, just started the game and you don't have any good weapons and you're running around with 3-star weapons, and maybe you were not so lucky with the wishes, because the best way to get like really strong weapons is from the wishes. Like here, for example, we have the Skyward Bow. It's a 5-star bow that is really OP and has a really good effect. However, those weapons that you get from the wishes, for example, they have like one big downside. It would be really difficult and time consuming to get them multiple times for refinement. Because the issue is when you like refine weapons, like I have a really good weapon here, it's called Prototype Aminos, and I will tell you in a second also where to get this sword. You actually don't get it from wishes, but you can actually farm this sword and you can buy it, at least the material for it, and then craft it. So this one is like really OP. And what's more OP is if you refine your weapons. Like look at this here. If I refine this, I get on hit normal and charged attacks another 60% of attack damage. So not only does this sword have as a base 240% attack damage that has an AoE effect, but if I refine it, I go to a 300%, what is really OP. And we're gonna refine a weapon together today as well. But how do you get such a cool sword like I have? So where you need to head is to the souvenir shops in the cities. We have one at Lüyi Harbor, where we are at right now, and there's also one at Mondstadt, the beginning area where you start the game. And this diamond-like symbol symbolizes the souvenir shop. And here's another souvenir shop. And they're offering weapon materials. And those weapon materials can be crafted into really good weapons that can, in some cases, also outperform 5-star weapons, especially if you keep farming them. So yeah, the souvenir shop is one way to get those materials. Let me quickly show you. So we are now at the jewelry shop, and they're having like all types of weapons offered there. If you wanted to, we could get a Northlander bow prototype and make a really cool bow. You could get like a pole arm one. And I already bought like the claymore one because I have it once and I farmed it as well. So yeah, let me quickly show you how the refinement works. So if you want to refine your weapon, you need to have 2 weapons of the same type, like the same weapon. So what we can do is, once we have the material, we are looking for the blacksmith. The blacksmith is somewhere over there in Lüyi. And we are about to make our sword much stronger. So yeah, if you talk to this guy, he can craft you one of the weapons if you purchased like one of those materials. So I want something made because I want my sword to exist twice. And now you're probably wondering, why do I want to have my sword twice? And that's because of the refinement. And some characters have actually bonuses. Like Diluc, for example. My Diluc refunds 15% of the ores when crafting claymore type weapons. And we're crafting our claymore one. So let's use him, and be always careful when you make any materials, even with alchemy, that you select the right character like I do. You're gonna save a lot of materials from that. So yeah, let's craft another one, and let me show you how refinement works. So once you'd selected the weapon and you picked a character that has a bonus, and don't worry if you don't have any characters with bonuses, just use a regular one and it doesn't matter which one. You can go to the forge queues, and in a matter of seconds it's done, and you can just obtain it. Ooh, and here, this is why I say watch out for your character, like which one you're using. We are getting 8 iron ingots back and 7 crystals, what is really nice. So let me quickly show you how you can upgrade your weapons, and why, in my opinion, for the most players, 4-star weapons are more strong than 5-star weapons. So if we go to weapons now, and we look at this beautiful sword here, click on details. There's like the option to refine it. However, if you want to refine it, you need identical weapon material. So you basically need your weapon again. So like here. Now we have a second prototype Aminos because we crafted one and we got like the materials for it. And now if I refine this, you will see my 240% attack bonus, like the damage, will go up by another 60%. And here there will be 300%. So let's do this. First, you need to make sure that your weapon is not locked, because there's like a new option that weapons are locked, and if you get like rare weapons and stuff, it's often automatically locked. So yeah, make sure this is gone. So now if you select this, you can refine your weapon with that. Now look how strong my weapon will be. Now we have refined it to rank 2. Crush. On hit, normal and charged attacks have a 50% chance to deal an additional 300% attack damage to enemies within a small AoE. This can occur every 15 seconds. That's quite OP. And since we are switching characters, we're not feeling too much of the cooldown, because we're gonna be like several seconds on other characters as well, right? So wow, this is a really, really good sword. Like in general, those swords you can get at the blacksmithing, like crafted, they are really, really good and they are farmable. Like, let's look at the other weapons. And my Sharling, for example, I had her as a main DPS for some time, is using the Crescent Pike. And this was also really OP. Like after picking up an elemental orb particle, normal and charged attacks deal additional 20% damage for 5 seconds. And if you refine this one, this will be OP as well. And there are like a lot of really interesting things. Or Mappa Mare. This one is actually really good with Sucrose, by the way. So if you're having a Sucrose and you're looking for like a really OP catalyst, go for Mappa Mare. Because if you're triggering an elemental reaction, what happens quite a lot with Sucrose, for example, you grant yourself a 8% elemental damage bonus. So you hit 8% harder with your Anemo wind attacks, for example. And this one isn't too horrible as well. Like if you use an elemental burst, you regenerate 4 energies every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. So you're basically getting 12 energy back. And all party members will regenerate 4% HP every 2 seconds during this duration. So if you're having like a Barbara, for example, and you want someone that helps you out with like heals and stuff, and you want to use like your elemental burst quite a lot with your healing, not only do you regenerate energy back on your Barbara, but you also heal additionally your teammates, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, those weapons you can craft are really, really OP. Same with the bows. Like, this one isn't too bad too. Normal attacks and aim shots increase attack by 4% and attack speed. This isn't too horrible. If you have like an archer character or Fisher, you can give Fisher even the compound bow. It's not too bad. What does this one do? I'm not sure again. Oh yeah, on weak spots. Like, nah, that's not too good. I mean, yeah, I would go for that in this case. But as you guys can see, they are really, really cool weapons. This one is also really good, because you get more attack and defense by 4%, and this will actually increase if you refine it. It's quite easy to maximize those weapons and to refine them. So now you're probably wondering, oh no, you already bought the Claymore material. What can you do? How do you refine further? Because there's only 2 shops, right? So how you also can refine your weapon is, if you're doing the weekly bosses, I've already done this one, so he's on cooldown. As you guys can see, it's like 65 hours till he respawns. And here you can also get like the sword prototypes or the Claymore prototype. One thing is weird though. For some reason, I always think this is a dagger, right? That's a Claymore prototype, but that looks like a freaking dagger. Like, look at the grip, and the blade is so small, right? And that looks like an actual Claymore or sword, right? But anyway, I'm not here to discuss the designs, but guys, do the weekly bosses, farm those, refine your weapon to refinement 3 or 4, and then you don't need to worry about having a 5-star weapon or not. Or what you could also do, and I've done this on Diona, because I was lucky with my wishes. You could also focus more on the 4-star weapons like the Favonius Warbow. And this is really good for support characters, by the way, because crit hits have a 70% chance to generate a small amount of elemental particles, which will regenerate 6 energy for the character. Can only occur every 10.5 seconds. And yeah, watch your adventure rank, because I'm currently on adventure rank 34. So if you want to ascend your weapon and you need to do this per every 10 levels at a certain point. Now, the first ascension happens once your weapon hits level 20. Then once you're level 40, there's another ascension, and then it's like in 10 level steps basically. So you need to constantly ascend your weapons. And you don't need to worry about like certain materials if you have, like in my case, just 2 out of 3 or here. Or like the nectar, for example, Shimmer Nectar. You can craft a lot at the Alchemy station, and you can refine lower tier ones, like 3, into a higher tier 1. I'll quickly show you how that works. And then you could basically ascend this weapon, and your base attack, for example, on this bow, will go up from 293 to 319. So I would always focus, especially on your main characters, to maximize everything you can, including refinement. We already have 3 stars, let's get to 6 stars. Like, let's do this. And if you are short on the materials, like we are here, for example, with the bow, all you need to do is look for an alchemy station, and it has this symbol. And let's say you have only 2 out of 3 of the materials you need for the ascension. You can just go to the alchemy station, like the crafting station here, and then you look for something. Like, for example, we didn't have the honey nectar. Let's make some honey nectar as an example. So we're scrolling through, looking for honey. Where's honey? Honey, where are you? There you are, honey. And then be very careful. If you're crafting something, certain characters have certain bonuses. Like our sucrose, for example. We're having a chance by 10% to regain what was used. So let's make 6 for now, just for example. So now we can make 6 higher tier ones with the lower tier ones, because we are using just the Whopper Flower Nectar, and each 3 of them give us 1 Shimmering Nectar. And we can even do this again. We could make, like, out of 6, 2 even higher tier ones. So let's do this quickly. Let me show you. So we are making now 6 of those. And we got a bonus of 3. We were really lucky with sucrose. And now we can make the blue one as well. Let me find that quickly. Where's the blue nectar? Blue nectar. Don't tell me there's no blue nectar. Okay, let's do this with the arrows, because... Okay, we're making now 3 of those arrows. And now we can make a higher tier one out of those 3 as well. Let me quickly show you. Here, weathered arrowhead. Finally, I found it. So now we can use those 3 to craft a higher one. Look, 3 is 1. So we're crafting this as well. So if I want to ascend my weapon further, I will need that. And we were lucky, we have another bonus. And that was actually crazy right there. I only used 3, and I got 2 actually, because of sucrose. That's why it's important to select the right character as well. And now we wouldn't have like big issues to ascend the weapon. I probably can't do this though because of my adventure rank. But if I was going to like upgrade it, they already have enough shimmering nectar, and this I can refine as well. I have like 100 of the lower tier ones, so it's pretty easy for me. I have also of the lower tier ones at least like 5 or 6 left. I can easily get another one. And yeah, this is OP. Always make sure to maximize your weapons for the maximum potential. It's just so crazy important. Watch out for weekly bosses, for drops. Try to do your chests and your dailies. Dailies are very important because you can get from dailies like, if I'm not mistaken, about 60 primo gems, right? And if you open several chests, you can get at least 1 wish per day or even more. And if you do a lot of questing or you're participating in the events, you're easily gonna have like 4 or 5 wishes during a day, right, of gameplay. So after several weeks, you will have multiple weapons, even the ones that you wish for, like for my Diona here. Like, it's not too difficult to get them multiple times, especially if they are 4-star weapons. Same with the sacrificial bow. You will have it eventually multiple times. So, yeah. It's very important, guys. Watch out for your weapons. Ascend them as you ascend your characters, because what you don't want is to run around with a level 60, 70 character and have a level 40 weapon. So make sure to keep your farming up, keep your materials up, watch for events, watch for weekly bosses, and you will have soon a really strong weapon. Like, I can't wait to ascend this weapon, for example, here, because I already know this one has a very, very OP refinement, because we already have a 70% chance from a crit hit to generate element particles. And here we get an 80% chance, and the cooldown is not 10.5 seconds, but 9 seconds. That's why it's so important to refine your weapons. Because this one in no time will outperform a 5-star weapon on even refinement too. Because if I max this, this would be an OP weapon. Same with the prototype Aminos. So don't worry about your luck and pulls. Just make sure you always farm materials, craft yourself weapons, and do those bosses. And you can have OP 4-star weapons that will outperform the 5-star weapons. Because until you max your 5-star weapons, this will take months. Anyway, guys, I hope this guide was useful for you guys. I gave you more insight on weapons, how to upgrade them, where to get free weapons, like really, really good free weapons that I'm also using. And you can beat like the most difficult challenges in this game with those weapons you can craft. So focus on them first. And in the long run, like at the end of the day, you're gonna have so many refinement materials again, so you can in 1 or 2 months focus on your 5-star weapon or whatever. But yeah, go for the base weapons for now. And I wish everyone a wonderful day. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. There are a lot of Genshin Impact streams coming. I stream this game multiple times a week. There will be more guides coming, more funny videos, more meme reviews. So yeah, please subscribe and please like this video. That would mean a lot. And I wish everyone a wonderful day. I will see you guys next time.